Can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
Oh, good, really good. Okay. Today we're interviewing Simon from Icons of Filth. Do you go by Daffy or Simon?
Whatever.
Okay, let's
Call
go.
me whatever you want.
Let's go with Daffy because it was always going by Daffy on all your 7-inch and albums and stuff.
Okay, cool.
All right, so we're talking to Daffy from Icons of Filth. So first, let's talk about the U.S. tour. The U.S. tour got postponed. It was going to be end of the summer. It got postponed,
Well,
right?
yeah, we were looking forward to that as well. What can you do, you know? Everything's just upside down, you know? So.
What part of England are you at right now?
I'm in Wales.
Okay, Wales. How are things going in Wales? Is there all lockdown? Because a lot of us are temporary out of work. You guys are in lockdown as well?
Yep, yeah. Everything's shut. It's the same as everywhere else, really.
And how have you been spending the time at home?
To be honest, this is the first bit of time off I've had in about a year, so I'm enjoying it. I just chilled out and having a bit of time out. Yeah, it's great.
All right, to get off our mind, off of this stuff, let's talk about Icons of Filth. How did Icons of Filth first started, and what year was this when you guys started?
I think it was around 82.
1980.
I think it was about, yeah. I think it was about 16 at the time.
Was the band called something else, like Atomic something, before Icons of Filth?
Yeah, it was called Atomic Filth.
Uh-huh.
That's when Stig joined.
Right.
Because we had a band before that. We were called Mock Death.
Uh-huh.
And that didn't last long. It only lasted about, 6 months. And then Stig came along, and we changed the name, Atomic Filth, and then not long after that, he changed it again to Icons of Filth. So, yeah, it was from about 82 onwards, I believe.
And I heard your demo tape was recorded at the Poison Girls squad or something, where Poison Girls were living, or who recorded your demo?
Yeah, it was Pete Fender.
Uh-huh.
Pete Fender, yeah. It was in the Poison Girls studio there. Eccentrics Studios, I think it was called. There's a lot of this is a blur so far back. I can't remember a lot of it.
I know this is many, many years ago, but did Icons of Filth ever played with Poison Girls or Crass? Because I've never seen any photos online of Icons of Filth playing with Crass or Poison Girls. Because you were around the same time, almost like in '82, right?
Yeah, no, we didn't get to play with them. Crass funded the first single we did.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, Asking Too Much. So it was on the Crass label.
Uh-huh.
So,
wasn't it on Crass Records, right? The first one.
Yeah.
So before Icons of Filth, I heard like Stig used to hitchhike with Colin from Conflict and follow Crass around and like sleep outside with him.
Yeah, that's how they got to know each other.
Uh-huh.
And of course with the links, we ended up playing with Conflict and used to tour around with them everywhere. It's good.
Is it true? I don't know if this is true, but somebody said if Crass wasn't around, like Conflict, Icons of Filth, all these anarcho-punk bands was Crass the main inspiration with all the anarcho-punk stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. They were the go-to band. Everyone wanted everyone was buying the Crass stuff, and following them. It was their ideals, and they got everyone interested. I think if you ask most people who were in that scene at the time, it was Crass that got them on the journey. So yeah.
And, man, you guys were singing about animal rights stuff like in the early '80s, had a strong stance and everything. That was way beyond that time, and you guys were involved with Hunt Sab, and then since Stig passed away, since Stig passed away, he was also a member of Animal Liberation Front. Because Colin was saying in the interview, he was involved with all the ALF direct action. May Stig rest in peace. And this was all in the 80s. That's incredible.
Yeah, he was active, you know. So yeah,
right. And the most important part of Icons of Filth, the artwork is amazing. Who did all the artwork?
There's a guy called Squealer. He was a friend of ours. He was brilliant.
Right.
Brilliant artist. Yeah, he was kind of the fifth member of the band, really, in those days. So, yeah, he was brilliant. I don't think he does it anymore, you know.
He stopped doing all the art? He was amazing. The artwork was really dark. What about the writings? Who did the writings? All that, like, dark writing.
It was him. He did it all. He took care of all the artwork for us, and came up with the ideas for the you know, the subjects. We had some artwork done by Nick Blinko
from Rudimentary P9.
Yeah.
Yes. How did you get the artwork from Rudimentary P9? Which album? I mean, that's from the Which 7-inch was that from?
Yeah, that's on Filth and the Fury, I believe.
Yes, Filth and the Fury.
I let my copy to somebody when I had it, and I've never had it back. I haven't had it for years. So yeah, it was the Filth and the Fury. Yeah.
How did you guys get in touch with Nick Blinko from Rudimentary P9 to do the artwork?
I can't remember. It was something to do with Stig. He had some contact with him. I've never met him or spoke directly with him. So it was something to do with Stig, and I think he just, you know, they'd spoken, and he wanted to do some artwork for us, which ended up on that single. Yeah.
And I haven't seen you for 20 years. Remember the first time you guys toured America? Tell us about the experience. Was it different than how it was in England? Oh
yeah. So, yeah, in many ways. We enjoyed that. It was a great experience, like, you know. And that was the first time I think we'd been abroad, you know, playing. Because a lot of our stuff was in Britain, in the UK, up and down the country with conflict. And then we went off on our own. But yeah, that was an experience coming over. And yeah.
How was the punk scene different from England and America back then, 20 years ago, when you guys first Icons of Filth toured here, like the show and stuff?
I think it was bigger over your side than it was. It thinned out, you know, the crowds and the gigs. So, you know, people moving on to different things. So it was great to come back and play in front of some decent crowds, you know, decent sized crowds as well. Also, the more people you play to, the more your message gets, you know, taken on board. So it was good. It was good to do, you know, just to be able to come and play. And yeah, was it the Pomona gig?
Yes, it was the Pomona gig. That was an amazing show because you guys hang all the banners. All the banners were up and everything. But
I remember that one the most. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody took photos at the Pomona show, but at the LA show, you guys did not hang the banners.
No, you did, I think. Didn't you put them up?
Yeah. I don't know why Icons of Filth didn't hang the banners. Now, way later on, you played for Conflict, and I was so happy to see you playing for Conflict because you were the closest to sound. You sounded the closest Kevin. Make Kevin rest in peace. But I was closing my eyes, and I was listening to you guys when you were playing for Conflict. I was going, wow, Daffy sounds like Kevin, like the original Conflict. Why did you leave Conflict?
I really and truly, I was kind of helping Colin out. Because I know Gav, his guitarist, couldn't make those dates, so he asked me if I'd do it, and I'd help him out. I had known him forever, you know, since the early '80s. So it was good to be able to help out. And there was a few issues with certain members of Icons. about me being in, you know, 2 bands. So, you know, and my main priority was trying to do the Icons again. As difficult as it is without Stig.
Right.
But we still, you know, we still felt we had something to say, because we wouldn't be doing this. It wasn't as though we just wanted to get back together to start playing again. You know, we feel it was the right time to come back and put our issues out there, you know, of what we think is this crazy world is, especially now.
Right.
You know? So we're still at it. We're still doing it.
That's cool. At first, I thought Colin from Conflict was gonna sing for Icons of Filth. Then later on, I thought Stig's son was gonna sing for Icons of Filth. But I mean, I saw a video of his son singing Icons of Filth on YouTube. Who is the vocalist for Icons of Filth now?
A guy called Lance. He's a friend of, you know, he'd been doing stuff with us, with visuals in the band. You know, we had backdrop, we have stuff going on in the background, and he was kind of taking care of that. But he was on recordings and things. He was sort of doing some backing vocals for us on occasions, and he just sounded great. You know, he's a like-minded individual, so he fitted in well, and we just said, you know, would he like to do it? And he was pleased to be able to step in. You know, it's a good mix now. We're comfortable.
I noticed you got Fish back from Icons of Filth. Fish played on Onward Christian Soldier album and Brain Death 7-inch, right? And
the Filth and the Fury.
Yes. How did you how did you find Fish?
Oh, he doesn't live too far away. I've known Fish for years again, as from the early '80s. So I just got in contact with him one day, and I was talking to him because he's a great bass player. Really good guy. You know, known him for forever. So yeah, he was first choice really. He was the go-to man, you know, for the bass job. So he's good. Right. Good with lyrics as well, so we write stuff together and all pitch in, you know, so it's good. And
I noticed Fish deactivated his Facebook, because I was looking at Fish's Facebook before he deactivated. There was I don't know, I couldn't find him, but he used to have a Facebook. I was friends with him, but he had all these support animal liberation fund shirt on, and that's really cool. Yeah. All these years, for many years, still. Keeping with the belief and everything. Well,
Fish was a vegan. He was the first vegan I ever knew. He was a vegan when he joined the band.
What year was that?
That would have been 83, I think.
Wow, 1983 being a vegan. That's way before even vegan. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's still one now. He's never wavered. That's his lifestyle. So he's in
England, you guys were doing all these fanzines, bands back in the 80s. It was really hardcore with the animal rights and stuff. But now, why is it the mainstream animal rights group or all these animal rights activists do not know who Icons of Filth is or anything like that? All the UK scene that was going on in the 80s, with not just the bands, all the direct action fanzine support group, all the punks were involved with, people don't have no clue the history of all this.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of new people around, probably never heard of us, to be honest. You know, there are people who still have it. It's new audiences and people listening to the latest bands out. Yeah, we were you know, we're oldies. we're ancient.
Did you ever thought about writing a book about all the fundraisers, benefit shows, all the organizations, benefit shows you guys played for, and all the actions you guys did for Hunsabs, anti-hunting, and everything? Did you ever thought about writing a book? Because the history is totally. You should think about that. But if you don't want to write a book, maybe hire like a ghostwriter so you could just talk and they'll just write for you.
Yeah, probably could. probably could actually, with all the things that went on. Yeah, it was a full past, a full history. It was quite a time really while we were going. You know, back in those, I say back in those days, which was the early 80s. That was the golden age.
Uh-huh. Do you still have like photo albums from the 80s, like photos from like class gigs, Icons of Filth gigs from the early 80s, or no?
Yeah, we got stuff. I got some photos tucked away somewhere.
When you have time, you should post that.
Yeah. I'm sure Fish has got some. There should be loads about it.
All right, let's talk about your latest recording. I was online. I was looking at all these latest recording. I don't know if it was last year or early this year. I forgot what year it was. But you guys made a video and stuff. What's gonna happen with all those recordings you guys did with new songs?
Well, the aim is to do another album. We've been recording for quite a while now. It's just having the time to get together and just basically do it. So it's coming out. It's at the mixing stage, you know. We're not sure how we're going to get it out there, whether we're going to do it ourselves or maybe go through a small label or something. But yeah, it's, you know, we're putting the videos out at the sort of appropriate times when things are happening, which sort of correlates with what we're saying. So yeah, it's just picking the times, the right times to put stuff out, which is you know, relevant. So yeah.
Is it going to be a full album, Icons of Filth full album, or just a 7-inch, the new one?
We're hoping to do. We got enough material probably for 2 albums, to be honest. But we're picking the best.
Like a double album. You have enough new double, or?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying we probably got enough material for 2 albums. It's only going to be the one though. But yeah, it's just trying to organize everything. Get, you know, artwork is the main thing. It's going to be difficult to replicate the type of artwork we've had with Squealer, you know. So that's the main issue that I'm sort of worried about, really. So I don't know. We're thinking about it all the time.
And your last full album was 20 years ago by Gold Card Records. What's called Nostradamus.
Yeah, Nostradamus. Yeah.
That recording was very different than any other Icons of recording.
Yeah, it was just everything. Yeah, it was just how we felt, how we were at the time. You know, it was quite a gap between Onward Christian Soldiers. What was it? 19 years, was it?
Yeah.
I think.
Was it because you guys went to like a studio? It sounded so clean.
It was, somebody did it for us, a friend of ours, because we didn't really have the money to actually go in and spend time hiring out a studio. It was a friend that did it for us. Somebody I knew, to be honest, had his own studio set up, and no, it was at the time. We to us it sounded good, you know.
Right.
It was different. It was different, and I think it was with Stig. It was a lot more life experience stuff, because, you know, we'd all sort of had kids, and one or two of us was married and thing, you know. So it was a lot of it was personal stuff from Stig. Stig used to write all the lyrics at that time.
Yeah.
And I used to leave him to it, because he was, you know, he knew what he was doing. He was good. So yeah, a lot of it was, you know, life experience since we all started to grow up, you know.
Yeah, like with Brain Dead, that lyrics and stuff, and before that, Icons of Filth did not use one. It was a 7-inch. I forgot what it was, but it was really echoey. Not Used Abuse. It was Filth and the Furry.
It was that. Yeah, it was that. Yeah, I know.
It sounded like you guys recorded at a bathtub. It was all echoing for the whole entire song.
I know. It
was
really, well. We were all day in this studio I think it was only a day we were there. So we rushed it through. And you know, when you've been in a studio all day, I don't know whether it was due to the fact we've been in a studio listening to it loud and our ears had gone. But he put this, it was an effect of some type. I can't remember what it was now. He put some effect on this, on the overall sound. And at the time he said, what do you think of that? And we were all like, yeah, that sounds, at the time it sounded okay. But of course, when you come out of there and it was like, what's happened there? It was like he put something else on afterwards, but it wasn't. It was just, I think our ears, you just, you know, when you're recording, sometimes you got to come away from the studio and go back the following day, listen to it properly, because it all sounds a lot clearer. Because I think your ears just get tired. So I think it was just mainly that, and we just rushed because we only had a day in the studio. We just rushed it, and yeah, I know it's. That's the only thing with that single. If we could do it again, you know, we'd take that, whatever it was, off.
What was your favorite Icons of Filth show in the 80s?
Your
favorite?
God, I don't know. There was so many. Some big. We used to do a lot of big shows with Conflict, and it would be one of the Conflict gigs. He used to play in the Electric Ballroom, and they used to be packed out. Used to be, you know, thousands of people there. You know, it used to be. It was great. Those are the days. And we played in Scotland once. It used to be the Top Rank in Glasgow, and I don't think they'd had a gig there for about 2 years. we got there middle of the afternoon. They were queuing already to go in, and it was mayhem in there. You know, they had barriers up in front of the stage. They got torn out. They just dismantled them. It was one of those really good gigs. Really, you know, everything happened at that gig. It was great. So we loved all that.
I did see the video of a couple songs at the Conflict of Electric Ballroom. Did anyone film Icons of Filth during that time? It was that same gig. I think somebody filmed it and uploaded it on YouTube. Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. I know there is one on there, but it's from the Nostradamus times, which was early 2000s. It must have been 2003 or something like that.
Oh, I did upload up one on my channel, one of the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, from that time, from LA show.
Yeah, that's the only one I know. I don't think there's any of the earlier gigs, the 80s gigs from there.
So in the 80s, there was a lot of squatting movement and stuff. Like all the punks were living in a squad. They had a movement. They were doing zines and everything. I think they should be around their late 50s or early 60s now. What happened to all of them? What are they doing nowadays? Are some of them still alive, or
some probably? I don't know. You tend to, you know, lose a lot of people along the way. Luckily enough, still around, but yeah, people move on. You lose contact with people, and
right.
Yeah, I know we stayed with Kevin in his squad. Kevin from Conflict.
Oh, do you know I'm friends with Kevin's daughter on Instagram. You know that Kevin's daughter is a lawyer, right?
Oh no, I didn't know. I didn't know he had I didn't know. No.
Later on, I'll send you her page. In case no one knows who Kevin is, Kevin used to play for Conflict. He was on Increase the Pressure and a bunch of 7 inches. But yes, his daughter's a lawyer. She's amazing.
Yeah. I think going back to what you were saying about me sounding like Kevin, that was the time when we were touring with him. Maybe it was just the way I heard Conflict, and that's the way I, you know. When I stepped in to help out, I think that's what came out. Came out the other end, you know. Yeah.
Tell me about your favorite memories of Kevin.
Oh, there's quite a few. Remember the time we played in that Glasgow gig? It was good, 2,000 at least people there. It was packed, and he wanted to start playing after the show had finished. So
he wanted to stop playing?
No, he after everyone had gone, he just wanted to start playing the guitar again.
I see.
He said to me, "Plug your guitar," and he said, "We'll have a jam." So this massive bouncer come out. He's going to kill us. You feel like, all right, mate. Okay, let it go. He's going to break our necks or something. I think that was his words. So.
What was Kevin like? Was he funny, or how was his personality? Were you good friends?
Yeah, he was. He's good humoured. You know. Yeah, we had a laugh. We had to have a laugh with, you know, especially in what we're doing, because such a subjects you're singing about aren't exactly the, you know, most happiest things. But we always managed to have a laugh and Stig, he loved to laugh, you know. So, you know, we used to keep ourselves occupied. Yeah, Kevin was funny. I like Kevin. He's good.
Was Kevin vegan or vegetarian at that time?
What's that?
Was Kevin vegan or vegetarian?
I think he was a vegetarian. I can't remember though. I honestly can't remember.
For those of you who don't know Kevin used to be in Conflict, and then you took Kevin's space for helping Conflict out. I asked Colin one time on the interview, it's on my YouTube channel, why don't you get Daffy back? Because Daffy was the closest to sounding like Kevin. And Colin goes, yeah, I'll talk to Daffy, mate.
Oh, yeah. No,
okay.
I haven't heard from Colin, no.
Another question I want to ask. After your new recording, Fish came back, but couple of your old members left too.
Yeah. Well, it was just, you know, it didn't work out. That's all I'll say. There's some differences between, you know, members of the band, so it kind of died a natural death. And we just restructured and, you know, got it going again. Yeah, it's good. It's a good little mix there now, so everyone's happy with what they're doing, and yeah, it seems to be working out. Yeah.
Are you still friends with them?
Yeah, I'm friends with everyone. You know, I don't fall out with people really. Just, don't see the point in it. Yeah. Are you still
involved with this scene now? Do you still go to local shows before all this happened?
Yeah, now and again. You know, I'm just busy, you know, at the moment with work, and I know I'm not working. It's my first week off.
Oh, okay.
Because of the lockdown. So
right.
Yeah, but normally I'm busy doing something or another. But we do when we can, you know. We'll have a night out, all the icons now, and we'll have a night, go see a gig or something. Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, what do you do for work?
I'm a joiner. I do like woodwork.
Oh, wow.
Carpentry stuff. Yeah. Keeps me busy. Keeps me out of trouble.
Is this true or not? Because in the 80s, so many anarcho-punk bands, they just focused nothing but just doing the band stuff and like playing nothing but benefit shows. But as they got older, they have problem financially or finding career jobs and stuff. Did you think that happened too? By being in a band for many, many years, it kind of messed up some people's lives as well?
Probably. Well, you know, I've always worked, and the rest of the band, you know, people in the band now, we all got jobs. Stig was the same. He worked. You know, it was just the thing you had to do. We had families, we had children and stuff, so you had to provide. Some bands seem to be able to tour all the time and make their living doing that. But like you say, with the benefit gigs and that, we were one of the benefit bands. You know, we didn't see any money out of it. It wasn't a thing to us. You know, we earned our livings and did the band because it was just something we wanted to do. You know? Right. So, some people make their livings from it, and good luck. Yeah.
I also noticed a lot of other UK bands got together and they're still active, like Zounds, The Mob, Rubella, ballet. I could go on and on. Even Anti-System, and Potential Threat. A couple years ago, they did a show. Are you in touch with these bands at all? And even Existence. I just talked to Sean from Existence on Instagram. Are you in touch with them?
Yeah, now and again, you get people call you up from nowhere. We played. Where did we play? We played in Bradford a while back. Anti-System, the original. I think he was a guitarist.
Right, from No Laughing Matters album too. I love Anti-System.
Yeah, he came up, and I haven't seen him for years. We did actually do a UK tour with him once. But yeah, you meet people at gigs and you see them, and someone will get in contact. It's all good. It's all good natured, and it's good to hear from people. It jogs your memory of the days gone by, like, so good. Yeah.
When this is all over with this whole coronavirus, everything, what are you guys going to continue to do the U.S. tour?
Hopefully, yeah. I know it was confirmed yesterday that it was cancelled, which was disappointing. But you got to understand and accept the situation, obviously, and because there'd be no way of getting into your country anyway. So,
right.
Yeah. So we're just going to reschedule it for next year.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully,
okay.
Hopefully everything is good again and back to normal. And we can carry on from there, and it'll be good to come over and see you all again. It'd be great.
When you come back next year, when this is all over, you have to bring all your banners. You guys still have the old banners, right? The banner drops.
Yeah, I don't know where the old ones are. We have got some new ones.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the new ones done. I think the old ones have sort of disappeared, so.
Hey, you said that Icons of Filth has more new recordings, right? How come you don't post it up on Bandcamp? Have you heard of Bandcamp?
I've heard of it, yeah. Well,
you could sell the songs on Bandcamp.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's something we haven't looked into that. We wanted to do a proper old school release, with a physical copy.
Oh, and, with the vinyl, 7-inch and everything.
Yeah, and a CD and all the usual things. I know it all goes on to MP3s and all that sort of thing. But we're just trying to finish it off. I mean, most of the recordings are done anyway, so it's just getting it all together now and getting it ready to put out. So
you should talk to Squeal and say, hey, do a last Icons of Filth artwork at least one more time. The last one for your album.
Yeah, we did. I think he's got a problem with his eyesight.
Oh no, really?
But I think he's got. Yeah, I think he's unable to do it now. He's just, it's something he just can't do anymore, which is a shame. So.
Can you give him a message when you talk to him?
Yeah, sure.
Tell him I wish him all the best and everything, but I think it would be awesome if he could have somebody scan all his artwork and post it online, do like an art show.
Yeah,
he was an amazing original artist doing all that. It was so dark. His artwork was so dark, almost like Anti-Sec in Darkness There's No Choice fold out, almost like that, but more darker and evil. Yeah. It was so original and stuff. I was wondering if he was doing it was it the drug that did that, or like a movie he saw or something? I wish I could talk to him and ask him all that too.
I don't know. I think it was just his mind. That's how his mind worked. I think with listening to what we did with the music, etc. He just worked his artwork around the lyrical content and the feel of the music. So I think it just come from that. Yeah.
Right.
He was unique, though. He had a unique style, which is he was brilliant. Yeah.
And your old photos from my Comes of Filth days, these were like early 80s pictures. I was looking at them online. I noticed you had a mohawk. Back then, did a lot of the English punk, did you guys use soap or hairspray?
Oh, he used to go from, you try anything. It used to be soap.
Uh-huh.
He used to use the old soap and water trick. And then he went to hairspray and crimping and all sorts of things. You know, those crimpers people used to use.
Right. Yes.
But yeah, I went through all sorts of. There'd be somebody say, "Oh, I've done this, and you want to try that?" So we don't try it.
And Stig, the vocalist, the original vocalist, may he rest in peace. And I saw old photos of Stig with big spiked hair. It was like,
yeah.
What did he use?
He was into his soap, soap.
Just soap and water, then blow dry it after. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember
right.
You said the soap that always smelled of apples.
Uh-huh.
And everyone used to stink of apples. It was like you were walking through an orchard.
I heard about those English soap. I heard they don't make those anymore.
No, probably not. No.
Yeah. What issues on the latest recording? What issues do you guys sing about? Because I know in the old days, Icons of Filth was singing about anti-nuclear war and animal liberation and police oppression. But how about the new songs? What do they deal with?
Well, it's probably similar things. We haven't wavered from. Looking back on Stig's lyrics, I think if he wrote his lyrics now, they'd still be relevant now with what's going on in the world. It's still the same issues and the same problems. Maybe taking different paths, but it's some of the things that are happening. They're ridiculous, and it's just hard to believe some of the things that are going on. So it's relevant to what we're doing now, and poverty and capitalism and all the usual, animal rights. We're still on it. We're still trying to put the message out. So same, but up to date.
Speaking of animal rights, so much things have changed now compared to the 80s. You could get any vegan foods anywhere. And back then it was so hard. I mean, I want to know your opinion about this, because I used to have so many pen pals in the 80s from England. They used to send me all these zines and flyers with McDonald's windows broken or Direct Action Burger King windows broken, like spray painting ALF. Now, what's your opinion about all the fast food restaurants? Before all this happened, fast food restaurant carrying vegan burger. Is that better now, or do you think it's bad?
Well, it's a double-edged sword. It's like it looks good because everyone's starting to take veganism seriously now. So all the companies are probably thinking to themselves, we got to do something, because there's such an upsurge in vegans that we need to have a vegan range for them, because we're losing out, But on the other hand, I mean, do you want to buy your vegan food from McDonald's? I wouldn't, KFC,
no, I wouldn't either. No way. Fuck no.
No. So
punks in the 80s used to break windows at McDonald's, man.
Yeah, exactly. So
fuck no.
I wouldn't want to help these people,
I don't care if McDonald's all vegan. I would still never ever eat there.
No. You know what they do normally. What they do normally is no. I wouldn't be buying from them.
Okay. Also, to change the subject, besides Icons of Filth, you're doing another side project on your own. Some kind of music you've been posting. Can you tell us about that?
It's just something I do on my own to my creative side. I love playing the guitar. I've always, it's my instrument.
What kind of style of music is that you've been doing?
I don't know. It's just solo. It's all done myself. I mean, something get my wife to come and do a bit of backing vocal.
Right.
Make it interesting. But it's just guitar music. It's just stuff I do on my own. I just like writing. I've always written the music, you know. So with the icons and that, it's something I do. It's like Stig used to write the lyrics. I come up with tunes and we'd build stuff around there. So, but I like the guitar. It's
okay.
You know, love them. It's been my instrument for, how long have I been playing? God, 40 years.
Wow. What is your musical influence? What inspires you? What influenced you?
I started, well, when I grew up throughout the 70s, it was all rock music, you know, so it was just stuff off the radio. I loved that guitar sound. It was just massive, you know, and there'd be bands like Alice Cooper and The Who and you know, all the big bands. But you know, punk rock came along and just, you know, it morphed into that. So that's where my interest in getting to play a guitar. I wanted to be in a band, and it all sort of came at the same time. And Stig came along. So I hadn't been a couple of years before I met Stig. I think I'd been playing, so it all came at the right time and just morphed into what we were doing. And you know, he came along with his lyrics. Right, he used to write poems.
It was like a book. His lyrics, Stig's lyric was like a book. You can't even sing along with it. It just goes on and on and on. I don't know how he fucking sings those songs. It's like writing an essay for a college newspaper or something. But it's really amazing. Really fucking long lyrics.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
It was like the first single we did, Asking Too Much. It must have been, I think there was about 7 verses in it.
Wow.
And, how he remembered it all, I don't know. I just don't. Yeah. But he used to come with poems before we started, and he'd convert them into songs, you know.
Oh, wow.
Just stuff he'd written. So
right. For those of you who doesn't know Stig was the original singer from Icons of Filth. Tell us about Stig. What are some of your fun memories of Stig?
Oh, it was loads. He was a you know, even considering what we were about with the Icons, he used to love a good laugh. He used to have fun. Going from gig to gig in the back of a van, he used to be laughing at. He loved his humour, you know. Really nice man. He was, you know, he was kind to people. He spoke to people well. He was a genuine. He was the real deal, like, you know. And it's terrible shame, like, losing him, especially that young. 42. Right. It was a shock. It was really was a shock, you know.
Well, was it a heart attack?
Yeah, we were in the middle of a gig. We were in London.
Mm-hmm.
They were the Verucas.
Right.
It was a squat gig in London. And we were in the middle of the set, and he felt unwell. He was keeled over, and I think he said to Ed, he said, "I don't feel well at all." And we carried on playing. I thought, I'm sure he'd done this before, and he just used to get so worked up. He used to just like keel over almost. Is not the words to use, but and I'm sure he'd done it before. But he just walked off the stage and went outside, and we were like, we didn't know what we were doing. Is he coming back? Or so we decided to stop, you know.
Right.
And I went out to see him, and he was outside, and he basically collapsed as I spoke to him. You know, I said, "Are you okay?" And he just collapsed. And I think he'd had the heart attack. I think he was dead before he hit the floor. So it just hit him it was like a switch. You know, someone switched him off.
Yes.
And awful. It was strange. Strange.
May Stig rest in paradise. May he rest in peace, and much respect to Stig. And I heard he passed away with the ALF shirt on. Support the ALF shirt and stuff.
Very possibly, I can't remember that.
When he passed away, all the ALF support group online like posted pictures of him and wrote stuff, article. Even the U.S. ALF support group wrote about Icons of Filth Stig passing away. This is like almost 20 years ago or something.
Yeah, you know, this time has flown, you know.
Right.
So, we think about him all the time. I think about him quite often. I think, what would Stig be thinking? maybe, maybe he approves of what we're doing. I'm sure he would. That was the main reason I wanted to carry on with the Icons was, to keep his message going, and the band message and what the band was all about.
And 20 years ago, when you were touring America, what is your opinion? I mean, I have one too. What is your opinion of all the punks you met with Icons of Filth tattoo and the logo? I have one in my back.
Yeah, you should.
Does that scare you, or is it weird, or does it touch your heart, or what?
It was a shock. I mean, quite humbling, really. It's surprised how many people came up to us and said, "Look at this! I got this tattoo," and I haven't even got any. I was like, "Oh God!" To do that to yourself, it's with your band and see your band on there, it's just like, wow, that's dedication,
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
I was shocked to see how many there were.
Okay. I have a couple more questions to ask you before we end the interview.
Okay.
So since you're older now, how has your views changed? Would you say you're more still into direct action, or would you say you're a pacifist or a peaceful person or more open-minded? How have you changed compared to the 80s to now?
I have calmed down a lot.
Okay.
I did just in myself. I'm trying to be more, I think I'm just more peaceful anyway. I am a pacifist. I don't like confrontations with people anyway, but
mm-hmm.
I'd rather get on with somebody. I know it's difficult. Not everyone is easy to get on with, and with people with different agendas or views, or it's hard work. But you got to try and if everyone could just sort of get along, that would be something. But we still have the same views of the band.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to change the world, but just put our point across. It'd be nice to. Nice to have some people listening, and I'm sure there are people agreeing and with what we're saying. And what we're saying now is, it's just for the current times we're in. There's still problems with everything. So we're saying what we think, and hopefully other people will see the similarities and agree with us.
Your top favorite 5 anarcho-punk bands from the 80s. What's your top favorite 5?
Crass. Oh, that's a tough one. Conflict. So like Flux of Pink Indians.
Oh, cool.
Anti-Sect, I like them. Who else? God, it's hard to remember them all. Is that 4?
Yes, you got one more.
One more. God. Poison Girls.
Cool. Okay.
Immediate vibe.
If Crass released your first 7-inch, how come Icons of Filth never played with Crass? I don't understand. Because Crass broke up in '84, and that 7-inch came out in 1982. So you had you had all that big time.
Is it 82 or 83? I can't remember now.
I don't know.
Better than you.
How come you guys never played with Crass? Crass released your 7-inch.
Yeah.
Was it too busy? Both bands were too busy, or?
I think we were too busy playing with Conflict because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did a gig together in Cardiff, where we're from, in Wales, and it was a gig it was called the Central Hotel, and that was our first gig with them, and they kind of took us on board then.
Right.
We were offered tours with them, and we used to go back up and down the length of the UK with them, for a couple of weeks at a time, and that was in the early 82, 83. Yeah, and yeah.
What was Crass like when you saw them live? What was Crass like?
Yeah,
serious? Were they serious people, or did they have fun time as well, or what?
I met some of them at the studio when we were recording that first single.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, it was a bit of a blur because everything was happening so quickly.
That was many years ago, yeah.
Yeah, but I was only young. I must have been about 16, 17 then.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about?
We went to see him in a place called Aberdare. They did a gig for the miners. The miners were all on strike. And I believe that was their last ever gig.
Yes, I have that on recording on the cassette. The last miner strike gig.
It was in an old cinema, and it was like in the middle of the afternoon. It was strange. It was bizarre. We come out and it was bright sunlight, which is rare for Britain. But yeah, that was the last gig they did.
Yes, I posted that audio version on my DIYzine.com, Crash Last Show. If you go way on the bottom, and upload it on my site, the Crash Last gig. Okay, yeah. Also, Poison Girls, V, tell me about what was she like, the singer from Poison Girls. May she rest in paradise too. May she rest.
Yeah. I only ever met her once. We actually stayed with them overnight because we did a gig somewhere, and it was in London somewhere. I can't remember which gig it was. They put us up for the night because we had to drive back to Cardiff in Wales the following day.
Right.
So 4 hours in a trip. So they invited us back and we stayed with them and we had breakfast with them. And I remember being there talking. Stig was doing all the talking as usual.
But your demo tape, Icons of Filth demo tape was recorded by Pete from Omega Tribe, not Poison Girls? I mean, Pete Fender recorded that, or?
Pete Fender, yeah. Pete Fender.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure. I think so, yeah. I know he did I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember all this stuff. It's such a long time ago. I know he did the album on with Christian Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was the same studios. I'm not sure. I can't remember, to be honest.
Okay.
Many decades ago.
Yeah. Daffy, before we go, okay, Daffy, Simon, whatever different names you have, but before you go, what advice would you give to the younger punk rockers? Do you have any life advice or anything like that, or even for music or anything like that in life? What advice would you give them?
Stay humble. Just be true. Be true to yourself and others around you. Yeah. Don't try and be something else. Just be yourselves.
Cool.
That's all you can do. Yeah.
Daffy, thank you very much. Daffy from Icons of Filth, who also goes by Simon, original members from Icons of Filth. I haven't seen you for 20 years. So when everything is over, I hope to run into you again next year so we can talk. Remember we had that the vegan potluck at my house, and we all had a party and everything.
Right. And, I remember.
Ed was telling me all these crazy stories, and the Viking Ed and stuff.
Viking, yeah.
Yes.
I still like that, yeah.
All right. I wish you all the best and everything, and I'm gonna upload this on YouTube tomorrow, okay? And I'll keep in touch with you on Instagram. All right.
Nice to speak to you again.
Yes. You stay safe.
You too. I'll see you soon.
Yes. All right. For sure. Stay alive. I'll see you next year.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, and much respect to Icons of Filth.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.